Good morning. Thanks for tuning in to another daily conversation about situations in everyday life. So let's talk about it. So today, here in Georgia, it's a Monday morning. It's nice out. Going to be about 93, 94 degrees today. Not too crazy. Little hot, but we're kind of used to that down here. So we are pretty much ready to start school season. This is school season for us here in the A. I'm quite sure it's school season for some other places in the country. If you are like us mothers right now, you are pretty much like running on fumes, right? and dads too. Let's not put the dads out like they're not helping out with it, because I've been seeing quite a few dads frustrated, walking up and down those Target aisles and those Walmart aisles, just like, let's go, hurry up, pick up what you need and let's go. It's definitely a very overwhelming time for us, but it's also a rewarding time, because I know quite a few of the moms that I came across seeing during open house last week Friday, as well as over the weekend in some of the stores in the malls. Everyone is like ready for our kids to go. That doesn't mean that we don't, we want to just ship them off or whatever, but they're so excited right now, especially the little ones. Teenagers, high schoolers, it's a give and take. My high schoolers are very excited because I have a ninth grader, so it's her first year in high school. And I have a 10th grader that kind of didn't do so great last semester or last year. So she's ready to kind of like go all out this year. She learned from her mistakes and she's just like, I'm ready to go. But the little ones, when I tell you that they are on go all day, all night. I mean, yesterday they were at their sister's house getting their hair done, getting prepared. And one of the little ones, my 5th grader, she isn't getting her hair done until today. So yesterday, watching everyone else getting their hair done, she was just like not having it. I think if you look at my phone yesterday, I probably got about 40 calls from all of my kids, because each of them were calling me for something different. And not only the little 5 ones, but also the older 2 ones that's doing their hair. So it's like, look, I need this for their hair. I need that for their hair. Or tell them to calm down. They're a little too excited. Or it was just overwhelming. Nothing but overwhelming. They are so excited to go back to school. And trust me, so am I. What I'm looking forward the most this year is to get it right this year, the things that I got wrong last year. As parents, we do our best. We do our best for our kids while they're in school. We try to make sure not only are we on top of making their home life a peaceful environment for when they come home, but also making sure that we're helping them with their schoolwork and staying top on with them with their schoolwork. If you ask me, I graduated from high school a long time ago, college back in 2010. I don't really, unless it's kind of things that is in my field of expertise and what I'm working on a daily basis, it doesn't stay in my memory bank. So when these kids come with homework, sometimes I'm like, I have no idea what this is. Even the way they do math now, the way they break down the math questions, it's more like a word question. When you're used to seeing the numbers, they're when Tom gave Sally 3 mushrooms, and just give me the numbers and let us try to do the equations. But the fact that they have changed the way that they're teaching, it just makes it a little bit difficult for some of us parents, especially the ones that are not in school or even in education or even in a field that is using the things that are being taught in school right now. It's a little difficult for us. You know who's my best friend? Google is my best friend. That's who helps me get through everything. My older kids, the ones that's in high school, I'm like, sweetheart, I barely passed algebra in college, okay? So I can't help you. We need to find you a tutor. It's a lot. It's you're worrying about that. On top of that, you're worrying about keeping the bills paid, making sure you make enough money, making sure that, when they need a conversation, you're there for them. And it can be overwhelming. So for people like me, especially moms that work from home, that had to endure having to work with your children at home all summer, it's goring. It's very hard. It's not really hard. You just kind of got to get a balance and put everything in order with them. But it's hard when you have more than, I should say, 2 to 3 children in your space. Really 2, because once you get to 3, now you got a problem. Now it's always an imbalance. Now it's always one person being left out of something. And it's like, where do I get peace? Where do I get a sense of, that's all I want. Just a little Zen moment. Just a woosah moment, right? I'm looking forward to Wednesday morning because that is going to be my woosah moment where I can just work in peace and quiet. I don't have to worry about anyone busting through that door, asking for anything, or telling me that the other one hit them, or telling me that the Wi-Fi just went out and their show cut off, or all the things you can think of in the book. They're coming through that door. Even though they know you're working, they're coming through that door. Why? It's just kids for you. Can't be mad. Just got to deal with it, right? But for me, I'm very happy about school season opening up. I really hope a lot of you moms and dads are out there are as excited as I am. I hope that a lot of you took advantage of the programs that were out there supplying you with school supplies. I mean, here in Georgia, I only got to attend about 3 different ones. I mean, there's some families that I know that have attended like 6 or even 8 of them, where you can go to different organizations or different events that's like backpack events or back to school events where they provide these backpacks loaded, or even just a bag loaded with notebooks, highlighters, crayons, glue sticks, binders, all kinds of things that your kids, usually you will see on your kids' school supply list when you go to open house. And I'm just so thankful that I was able to get from 3 different locations. For each child, I got a bag loaded. So each child has about 3 bags loaded of supplies. That should last my kids all year. Of course, I'm not giving them all at once. The kids are like, oh, just give me my bag. You're going to get 1 of each to start the year. And as you run out, as you keep saying, oh, Mom, I need a pencil. Or, Mom, I need some color pencils. Or my color pencils are broken. Or I can't find my Trapper Keeper. Or, nope, I said Trapper Keeper again. This day and age, it's not Trapper Keeper. My binder. Mom, I need my glue sticks. Or, Mom, you know where I'm going to go? In that little trunk that has all the supplies that I picked up this weekend. So just knowing that those programs are out there, it was I didn't even know what I was going to get. I just knew that I was signed up for these programs, and I'm like, okay, at least I know I'll get something for them to start with, right? What I got saved me probably because remember, I have 5 children. When most parents are going and spending about $80 on school supply for their kids for the year, I'm spending a good, just add that by 5. Just multiply that by 5. Even if I'm spending at least $400 to start them off with school supplies. And I was able to get that for free. So you know what that $400 goes to? It goes to other things that they need, or even a bill. So I'm very thankful for that assistance that I received this year. And for those of you that did not get a chance to take advantage of those things, we will be sharing information in our community about the organization that provided that information for us, which is TRCCL, and they will get you right here in Georgia. I would suggest other cities out there, look for your local resource centers and try to find out what programs are there. I guarantee you there's some programs there that can assist us with at least the school supplies that our kids need, right? So other than that, I'm basking in glory because I'm just thankful that I survived this weekend. I thought it was going to be a little bit overwhelming to where I may not have woken up with energy or just a sane mind. And I actually did. God provided some great opportunities that is allowing me to give the kids at least what they need to go back to school without a hiccup. Things has been hard, prices is raising everywhere. They're raising price on food. They're raising price on rent. They're raising price on clothes. They're raising price on toiletries. They're even adding extra fees on things that we don't even know. I remember going to the store and spending a certain amount of money every time I buy certain things. And, I'm just so used to doing it repeatedly that, you just know that that's what you're spending. The other day, I just said, you know what, let me just look at I was just like, wait a minute, it just seems like I spent a little bit too much. And when I looked at my receipt, like literally everything went up about $1, $2. So when you add that up, it's like you're spending an extra $30, $40 more than you usually spent at the supermarket. It may seem like nothing, but like for my fiance, he drives 30 minutes to work every day. In our truck, that's literally like $20 a day in gas. So when you look at budgeting, like that's another thing that we're going to really start to tap into and talking about is finances and budgeting. When you look at that aspect of our everyday life, it's difficult. It's really difficult because the pay and the cost of living, it doesn't add up. It just doesn't add up. I mean, people's rent is pretty much their monthly salary. So how do you eat? How do you do everything else? How do you do everything else? Without having the skill set. My mom used to call a thing where she said, me cut and patch when it come to the bill them. Me pay a look yaso, me pay a look this, me put a look over this, me put a look over this, me I'll put a look under the mattress. I saw you have to do it so you make sure, say, your bills are paid when you can pay them. They have programs now like the Afterpays and the Klarnas and things like that kind of helps you with that. It's like, okay, if you're going to spend $700, $800 right now, all right, I'm going to break that up in 4 payments for you, right? And it's great and all, but now you have to budget those 4 weeks. Now, if you are already on a tight budget, and you are already experiencing, oh my gosh, having to cut and patch bills here and there, how do you now add another expense for the next 4 weeks? You now have to restructure that, right? Or you're going to end up defaulting on that payment. And now you lose that cushion of help that you had. So it's constantly where you have to be figuring out how to maneuver through this thing called life. If you don't, you will be overwhelmed. If you do not figure it out, you will be overwhelmed. So if you don't have the tools, there's plenty of organizations out there, communities such as ours, and TRCCL that can just enlighten you with things that can help you balance your life, can make your struggle not seem like a struggle, but more just you navigating through life, you figuring it out. It doesn't make you overwhelmed. It doesn't make you feel like a failure. It doesn't make you feel like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing as a parent for your children. It just makes you understand that this game that they done put us in to play, it's a little difficult. I'm going to have to learn how to, dribble a little to the left and dribble a little to the right and pump fake. And that's what you kind of figure out how to do in this thing called life, because it's not just a straight, narrow road. It's not something that is just going to go like A, B, C, D. No, maybe if you have all the tools that you need, your finances are in order, maybe. But for us, that's kind of like figuring it out. We kind of got a late start in life, or we did it backwards. We had all these kids, and now we're trying to figure out the career. It's like okay, you can either be a statistic and just be like, I'm throwing in the towel. Or you can say, I'm going to regroup and I'm going to rewrite my truth. I'm going to rewrite my life. I'm going to restructure this bad boy, and I'm going to figure out how to bring some balance to this, because I'm not going to let it take me out. That's the motivation that I want us to have on this Monday morning. It doesn't matter the obstacle. It doesn't matter the struggle. It doesn't matter the phase that we're going through in life. You know what we're going to do? We're going to figure it out, and we're going to maneuver through it. We're going to figure it out, and we're going to elevate through it. We're not going to let it tear us down. We're not going to let it damper our moods, and we're not going to let our kids feel like they're burdened. What are we going to do? We're just going to maneuver. We're going to figure this thing out. And with that being said, just understand that no matter what you do in life, as long as you do it with the right intentions, God will send the right people around you, and he will move those puzzle pieces so that your life does not have to endure pain, sorrow, heartache, because navigating is a part of life. You just have to navigate, right? Just like you can't survive without work. You can't make money without work. One thing I grew up hearing as well, by the sweat of your brow you shall eat bread. Meaning you're going to have to work for that cheddar, baby. And it's all right. We okay with it. We ain't crying because we got to do a little work over here. But can we just get a break sometimes? Can we just get like I said, just a time to just woosah, right? It's very hard to get that, but what we're going to focus on doing is making the time. We have to make the time, all right? So if you're interested in learning how to make the time in your life, definitely check us out on our Facebook group, Be Accountable Daily, and also get into some of our challenges. Get into some of our challenges, our 30-day challenges. These are things that we utilize to help us change our habits, to help us restructure how we go every day. And our first round of challenges is about to start tomorrow. So to all my Be Accountable Daily family out there, let's get ready to rumble, baby. Next 30 days, we about to do it. All right? So continue to be the best version of you. Have a blessed day.